Hi, thanks so much for being here. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins, and here at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons, we are working every day at improving our guitar playing. And it doesn't matter if it's playing rhythm, or playing lead, or working on music theory, or probably trying to get the best out of our pedals, or our amplifier, or our guitar, or anything like that. Doesn't matter. We're working on improving it right here at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. So if that's something of interest to you, be sure to subscribe to the channel, click the bell for future notifications, and you will be notified that where every day you can learn how to improve your guitar playing right here at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons.
Audio Jungle.
In today's lesson, we are working out of this book right here, Lead Guitar Wizardry. We're focused a little bit on our lead guitar playing. And in today's video, we are going to be working on lesson 30, which is sweep picking, okay? So if that's some interest to you, stay tuned and I will show you a little bit of how you can improve your lead guitar playing with sweep picking. All right, so with sweep picking, this is a very cool technique that I think was really brought to attention back in the 80s with a player named Yngwie Malmsteen. So if you want to learn more about sweep picking, I'd recommend checking him out. He's like the master of it. And since then, a lot of people do it nowadays. It's a very cool technique. It's got a very visual effect to it. So, and it's also a cool technique that you can add to your lead guitar playing to, add a little visualize in there and a little bit of a variety to your playing. Now, what it is a technique where all the notes on the strings are picked downward and up the scale, back up, down scale in a sweeping motion. So this hand, and you're doing kind of two things. This hand has got to sweep across the strings like this and back. That's why they call it sweep picking, because you're kind of sweeping across the strings like almost like a broom, like you're taking a broom and sweeping across the floor, okay? While this hand is doing what's called an arpeggio, which is arpeggiating the strings individually, like that, okay? So in this example, we're going to be using our 5th string at the 12th fret. We're going to be going 12, 15, 14, 14, 13, 12, 15, okay? And that's coming right out of pattern 4 in the key of A minor. Right here is pattern 4. So you can see that arpeggio is coming right out of that pattern. That's what's great about this pattern. Gives you a chance to do the sweep picking. Okay, so we got 12, 15, and then if you could bar the two 14s, bring in the 13, bring in the 12. Okay, so you see how that's all kind of sweep picked with just like almost one note. All of them together like that. Now I would start with that first. Just get that motion down. And then eventually try to add your pinky in there, and sometimes you can stretch it to the 17 if you want, but that's a little bit more of a stretch. So just try to get the 14, 14, 13, 12 first, and try to sweep. You can see how my hand is going across the strings like this. It's just sweeping across the strings, like that. So I would try to get that down first. Then once you get that down, then try to sweep it back up. It's not an easy technique. It does take some work, but if you work at it, it'll be a really cool technique that you can add to your wizard chest of tools, spells, and incantations. Okay, now once you got that down, then try to add the 12, 15 in there. And I would bring in your pinky. It'll really make it a lot easier. And then that way you can use your 3rd finger to do the two 14s, your 2nd finger to add the 13, and your 1st finger to add the 12. So that way you got this kind of thing going on. And then you can bring your pinky back and add it on the 15 there. So you could go. Okay? That's a really cool technique that you can work with. And once like I said, it's right there in pattern 4 of the minor pentatonics that we've been working on. If you've been watching those videos. So it's in two things that you have to really master, okay? And I go through this further in detail in volume 2. So if you're interested in this kind of technique, I'd recommend getting that. But I'm just showing you the basic fundamentals of the technique right here in volume 1. And it's just, like I said, you're just sweeping across the strings and sweeping back. Sweeping across, sweeping back, okay? And to really get it to sound good, you want to get your notes to be individual. Okay? And then you learn to sweep with this hand, and then you combine the two techniques together. Okay? It's not an easy technique, it's not something that comes overnight, but if you work on it, it'll add some really cool, colorful aspect to your lead guitar playing and your guitar solos. Okay, so there we have it, a lesson on sweep picking, a basic fundamental lesson that is. It just takes time, you just got to work with those principles, work with your picking hand, work with your fretboard hand into getting the notes individually, get them to sound clear, and then combine the two techniques together. It's a kind of a little bit more advanced technique, but if you put in the hours, you'll see the rewards, I guarantee it, okay? And if you want to look at that, I would recommend checking out my book here, Lead Guitar Wizardry Volume 1. It's going to show you all these cool techniques to help you get started playing lead guitar, okay? And then in Lead Guitar Wizardry Volume 2, I go a little bit more in depth with that. So if you're looking to kind of increase the depth of your lead guitar playing, you already kind of got the basic fundamentals down, I'd recommend checking out my book, Lead Guitar Wizardry Volume 2. You can find that on Amazon or in my eBay store. And that gives you a little bit more in-depth into some of these techniques like sweep picking, which we'll probably get to when I go through that book and start doing some of those lessons as well, okay? But right now we're working on Lead Guitar Wizardry Volume 1, and we're working on going through some of these lessons in this book. And our next video is going to be about some Module 7 additional training lessons, Lesson 31 about music theory basics. So if you're not too sure about that, be sure to watch for that, and that'll be our next lesson. You'll probably learn some cool things about that, okay? So thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. And be sure to check out my website for some free training. If you need some free training, check out my website. I got a lot of great stuff on there on all kinds of things to help you with your guitar playing. Be sure to sign up for my guitar club, and you'll get some free training tips into your email box. And continue to work on improving our guitar playing right here at Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. Alright, so thanks so much for watching. Again, I appreciate it. Keep practicing. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything you're working on you need help with, let me know. I will be happy to help you. And if anything, I'll even shoot a video for you if you need it. Okay, you just got to let me know. Alright, so once again, take care. And until our next lesson, keep practicing every day and you'll get better at playing guitar.